last few weeks, my family has offered to take care of the kitchen for me, do the cooking and the tidying up, my husband and my kids. But I think that it might just be a little bit more than they can handle. So I'm tidying up, and I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take me at this point, and I'm just getting started. It ended up taking me 3 days because in between cooking and cleaning and taking care of the kids, time just kind of seems to slip past. Having to use the kitchen 3 times a day for meals as well as cleaning, but that's all right. Most of my time has been spent out in the garden getting it ready for the summer. Planting peppers and squash, tomatoes, corn, celery, and herbs, lettuce, tending to my fruit trees and berry bushes, admiring all the flowers that are blooming, and the kitchen has definitely been neglected. Gonna stop and serve some dinner here. Made a roast, some veggies. Then after everyone has eaten, I'll get back to work. When you're homesteading, you find that there are seasons to life, and some seasons you just have to neglect things and put all of your energy into something else. Now that seeds are started and getting out into the garden, and the chicks are finishing up their hatching, and everything is settling down, I can refocus some of my energy on the inside. And really, all of this work just helps me to prepare for what's next. And what's next is going to be canning season. You know, I can't be canning in a kitchen that looks like this. It just doesn't function. I need to have clean surfaces. I need to have all of my tools accessible. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm getting everything ready. And I'm really looking forward to canning season. I've got some specialty items that I'm thinking about doing, some pickled beef heart. I've got a whole bunch of Concord grapes that I froze when I was pregnant last summer and could not process, and now I am finding that I have some more time. So I need to have some nice clean, clear spaces for that so I can get back to processing. If your space has gotten to this point, don't beat yourself up. A lot of us have ADHD, and we just never knew it. And everyone's got a different way of doing things, and there's actually no right moral way of keeping your house clean, tidy, etc. It's not a moral issue. Remember that. You can be just as good a mom and wife if you have a hard time tidying up. Okay? So don't beat yourself up. My husband's actually been able to take his paternity leave finally, and so he's been home as well. And so we've been taking advantage of the time that we have together to spend some time, first of all, completing projects and things like that, but also just to enjoy time together, because we have not had that ability in a very, very long time. Truth be told, some of this was even hanging out from last summer when I was pregnant and unable to manage anything. A lot of those fermented veggies that I just had to put in the compost, yep, that was because last summer I started them and just could not complete them and just couldn't gather up the gumption to go dump them in the compost. But finally came time to do it this time. Some people tell me, well, if you had fewer things to wash, then you wouldn't have to wash so many things, you know. If you had fewer pots and pans, fewer plates, things like that. Guys, I've got a big family. One meal fills half of this dishwasher. And then second meal, next half, third meal, gotta wash by hand. And I've got a big family, so I'm not always going to be on top of it. That's okay, because I get to spend time with my kids, and they get to hang out with mom, and they get to do some of the responsibilities, like helping to keep up the house. And all of this is good. All of this is life. So just enjoy the cleaning motivation here, okay? All in all, it took me 3 or 4 loads of dishwasher to get everything clean. And I'm tidying up the floors, sweeping, and I'll be mopping later, and just getting things all cleaned up. Sometimes there's a fork or a cup mixed in or a toy, so I make sure to grab those out as well. One thing I did that made this a little bit easier is that I cooked a huge pot of pasta so that I could separate it into 3-gallon bags, and we just had pasta salad for the lunches over these 3 days, and I just put different odds and ends in. One time was Mexican, like with taco stuff, and another time was like Mediterranean. You can do pretty much anything with the elbow macaroni in it. Makes it a lot easier to do something when you don't really have time. This was the evening of the second day, and I was starting to burn out, I can tell you that much. But I had a little bit more to do, and I just couldn't finish it that night. So next morning, jump right back in. One of my kids unloaded the dishwasher for me, so I could just load it back up. I was very grateful for that. Getting everything in there that I can, hand washing what I can't. We've got some cast iron, don't worry, I treat that nicely. And I also have a cast aluminum citrus squeezer that had unfortunately gotten a lemon wedge stuck in it for I am not even sure how long. So that was a hand scrub job as well. I don't think that needed a whole lot of narration. Obviously, my mop, when I went to go get it, the mop head had broken and the sponge had fallen off completely, and I didn't have anything else. So I get to do hands and knees scrubbing, because I am not going to stop here and just be like, oh, well, it's good enough. No, I work this hard on all the surfaces. I am getting the rest of this place clean. So Cinderella, Cinderella, right? And yes, my knees are getting absolutely soaked. I'm wiping it up with a towel with my feet, but my knees are getting absolutely soaked here. And yeah, I know I don't scrub yourself into a corner, but I didn't want you to see the rear end view the whole entire time. So I am just dealing with the grossness, and I'll just get cleaned up later. Under the high chairs takes an extra amount of cleaning. I have got 3 little girls and 3 little boys. Boys are 10 and 8 and 7. The girls are 4 and 3 and 7 months. So it's very sticky. I could not be happier with the results. I was so pleased to finally have clean surfaces and clean floors. Called my family in and I said, come look, come look.
And they say, yeah. Here, can I try to take that?
No. And now I desperately need a shower.